girls, I miss you. I can't wait to see you again. Hope you're all safe and warm and cozy in your pajamas on the couch somewhere. Today we're going to be making watercolor paints. I didn't see that in the kits, so hopefully this is something else that you can work with while you're at home. As usual, you're going to need a few items, and you're going to need to grab your favorite adult, somebody to help you gather everything together and help you mix things, because today we're going to get a little sciencey and a little messy and have a lot of fun. The first thing you're going to need is baking soda. I keep mine in this can. You're going to need vinegar, more than this probably, we'll see, a couple tablespoons. Caro syrup, cornstarch, and food coloring, always food coloring. The other things you're going to need are measuring spoons. You need at least a teaspoon and a tablespoon and a half teaspoon. You're going to need some kind of a bowl that you're going to mix this in. Make sure that it's deep enough to hold the reaction, the fizzing. Think of pouring out half a Coke and all the fizzing that happens. You're going to need something that can contain that. And a spoon to stir with. And then you're also going to need some kind of tray, like a small muffin tin. This is an ice cube tray that I don't really use very much anymore. You're not going to ruin it. When you're done, you can rinse all these out and have your container back. But you do need something that's going to be able to separate all the colors that you're going to make. The first thing that you're going to add are 4 tablespoons of baking soda. So when I scoop it out, I just use the back side of my spoon to kind of level that off. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Here's where the fun begins. So you're going to see all the fizzy, the reaction of the vinegar, the acid with the soda. So here's one. Ooh, look at that. Whoops, 2. There's 2. That's a lot of fizzing. And then we're going to mix it around until it stops fizzing. We're going to add our half a teaspoon of Caro syrup. This just kind of glues everything together. The last thing that we're going to do is to add our cornstarch. So I'm going to start by adding a tablespoon at a time. That's 1, 2, and by doing this, we're going to create what's called a non-Newtonian substance. What a non-Newtonian substance is, big fancy words. It is not a solid and it's not a liquid. What you need to do is keep this moving, because for as long as it's moving, it acts like a liquid. See how it kind of acts like a liquid? It drips and moves and sloshes. But if I were to stop moving, watch what happens. It turns back into a solid, watch. Isn't that crazy? Crazy. You guys can play with that at home. So you especially need to keep this moving in order to get it into your containers. Here it is. I'm going to start putting some of this into the little pockets that we have here. Make sure you have a rag on hand, because Mrs. Hoffman just noticed she made her phone all sticky. I'm going to put pink in one and blue in another, and then I'll put pink and blue in a third. This way I'll get more colors and you'll get to see how they blend together. It'll be fun. Okay, so I'm gonna put, let's see, I'm going to put pink into one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oop, I dropped in 6. Then I'm going to use the back end of a spoon or a fork. And remember, these are weird when you stir them because at some point they're a solid and then they're a liquid and then they're a solid and it's weird. So I'm gonna make sure I stir it really super good. Once your colors are completely mixed, then you're going to need to let it dry, completely dry. So you need to go maybe 24 hours, go watch a movie tonight, and maybe tomorrow night you can try painting with them. But you don't want to start painting with them right away because they're not quite ready yet. It's going to be gooey and you're going to make a mess because they're not supposed to be like tempera paints. They're not the paint that you dip into. These are the kind that you use a lot of water and a little bit of paint. So we're going to let them dry. Another fun thing that you can do would be to add scents to it. So you could put a couple of drops of vanilla or a couple of drops of peppermint oil or something like that to some of the colors and make them extra fun. Make sure you get permission first and don't use Mom's Good perfume. Don't do that. As another scented option, you can also make scented watercolors using 1 packet of Kool-Aid and 2 tablespoons of water. The colors aren't always true, so like if you use purple it comes out as gray, but hey, it still smells like grape. Girls, I hope you had fun today. If you've worked on any of the projects that I videoed in the past, or if you've worked on anything in your packets, please dojo them to me. I'd love to see what you're working on.